Welcome to Badminton Unlimited, your weekly access to badminton action and beyond. This week we're in China to catch up with world number 2 and the country's top men's shuttler, Chen Long. And we follow Denmark's Viktor Axelsen at the Swiss Open as he bids to win his first Grand Prix gold. Since Lin Dan's self-imposed exile from international badminton last year, the chance to be China's top men's singles player has been up for grabs. Whilst there are many suitors, one name stands out. Chen Long is favourite to become the next Chinese badminton superstar. Currently ranked world number 2 in the men's singles category, the 25-year-old stumbled upon the sport.
I was about 8 or 9 when the badminton coach in school was searching for talent and I was told to give it a try. In the beginning it was to test our physique and skill. As time went by, the coach thought I was rather good, and that's how I started playing badminton.
From a young trainee in Hubei, Chen worked his way up the ranks, moving to Xiamen when he was only 12 and then to Beijing, where he joined the national badminton team.
I joined the national team in 2006. Back then I was the youngest player on the team. In October 2008, the A team was on the lookout for fresh talent. So I went for the tryouts and was chosen. I have been with them since.
A year after joining the national team, Chen won the World Junior and Asian Junior Championships. That was the year he began to train with the big names in Chinese badminton. From Xia Xuanze to Qi Xinpeng and Lin Dan, it was a dream come true for the young Chen.
In 2006, when I first came to this training hall, I didn't have any expectations. In my mind, it was just a training session. It never crossed my mind that one day I would be in the same training hall and training with all these big-name players that I only saw on TV. When I first met them, I was a little afraid. After all, I was only a junior player then and was a little starstruck. Instead, I would watch them train from the sidelines and didn't dare to approach them.
After a successful 2007, Chen was promoted to the senior team, where he continued to train and compete in the men's singles category.
This is a competitive category. From tryouts to the junior team, to the national team and then the A team, there has always been some form of competitiveness. And one has to achieve a certain result before you can get promoted to the next level. I have been training as a singles player for many years now. So for me, it's not about liking the competition or not. I just have to face the competition that comes along.
With so much talent emerging from the Chinese national team, there is constant pressure to achieve. As China continues to dominate in the sport, the current Chinese number 1 shares the reason behind the team's success.
The progression from the junior squad to the A team is very systematic. As a team, we are very united. Every member of the squad, regardless of position, contributes to the best of their ability to make the team successful.
The Olympic bronze medalist has played against some of the world's best players, from compatriots Lin Dan and Du Pengyu to Thailand's Bunsak Ponsana and Dane Janno Jorgensen. But one of Chen's fiercest and toughest rivals has got to be world number 1, Li Chongwei.
The competition is stiff in the men's singles category right now. There's a possibility of winning or losing against any of the top 8 players. As for Chongwei, the possibility of meeting him is high. We have played against each other many times now, either in the semis or the finals. But I would think that all of them are great competitors.
At the recent All England Championships, Chen Long once again faced Malaysian Lee Chongwei in yet another final. With his stellar unbeaten record since the 2002 Olympics against the world number one, it was Chen's crown to retain. But Chongwei had other plans. Despite the loss, the world number two continues to stay positive.
我觉得其实挺正常的，因为比赛有输有赢嘛。
It is very normal to win or lose in any competition. It is not a must to always win against a certain opponent. It may not be a bad thing to lose, as it helps me think of other better ways that I can defeat him. After all, this is the first time after the Olympics that I have lost to him, so it may not be a bad thing. It allows me to rethink my game plan and improve on it.
再去解决自己的问题吧。
Winning or losing is part of the game. For Chen Long, playing his best and keeping a positive attitude stems from his ever-growing love for badminton.
因为我从事羽毛球应该有
I have been playing badminton for more than 15 years. For anyone who's been doing something for that long, or even if it's just 5 or 6 years, you would develop a love for it. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't have lasted till now. My love for badminton is growing and growing. Maybe when I first started, my standard of play wasn't very good, and I would get frustrated when I played badly. But now I definitely love the game a lot more.
怎么说就会比较烦，慢慢，现在我觉得应该是越来越喜欢。
There is no doubt that Chen Long loves his badminton. With his on-court determination and never-say-die attitude, it won't be long before he becomes the world number one. Time to test your knowledge. Who is the youngest BWF World Championship winner in the women's singles category? We tell you the answer after the break.
Super shot. Jamie is a tricky player to play. You have to settle into a rhythm, you have to know when she's doing her stuff. She's a clever little player.
My first car is a Camry. First holiday destination was my house. First badminton tournament was a junior national tournament. First title won was a junior national title. It was just probably a card, I don't remember. My first movie I remember seeing is Aladdin. The first person I call when I'm having a bad day is my mom. My first expensive thing I bought myself were clothes. My first shoe is actually a Haikwa shoe.
That's very good. Yeah, good game from Jamie.
Welcome back. Before the break, we asked you, who is the youngest BWF World Championship winner in the women's singles category? The answer is Thailand's Ratchanok Intanon. Ratchanok is currently the holder of the BWF World Championship title after defeating Olympic champion Li Xuerui in China last year. She was only 18 years old, making her the youngest to claim the crown. This may be the moment when Viktor Axelsen announced himself on the BWF men's circuit. The 20-year-old has just won his first Grand Prix gold. He did it at the recent Swiss Open. The release of emotion was not just the exhilaration of victory, but also due to an incredibly grueling week of competition.
The feeling you get when you win these matches, and especially when you win after such a tiring and close match, is just a big relief and a bomb of happiness. So as my celebration shows, you know, it's just all your feelings you let come out, and it makes it all worth it.
It's really up to you. It really depends on how you feel and how big your hand is, and if you like it thick, if you like it thin.
We spent a few days with Axelsen as he made his way through the tournament, getting a rare insight into what it takes to achieve success on the tour. Like most players who have aspirations of becoming full-time badminton professionals, Axelsen was introduced to the senior circuit when he was still a junior. Identified as one of Denmark's most promising youth players, he won his first senior title at the 2010 Cyprus International at the age of 16. A few weeks later, he qualified for his first Super Series event. He has been touring ever since.
The life on the circuit is special. You have to find ways to make yourself comfortable when you're sitting alone in a hotel room, and sometimes you miss your family and your friends. So you have to keep contact and do Skype and all this kind of stuff with them, because sometimes it can be a bit lonely. But also it's really exciting, and you see a lot of different parts of the world, and that's the pluses with it.
The lanky Dane made history 4 years ago when he became the first European to win the BWF World Junior Championships in 2010, overcoming Korea's Kang Ji-woon in the men's singles.
It was a really big win for me at the time. I didn't really know what to expect, because I didn't really know the level of the Asian players especially. But when I came out there, I just relaxed and took one day at a time. And it was a really big win for me, as you said, and it kickstarted my career in a good way.
He went on to win gold at the European Junior Championships the following year before narrowly failing to defend his World Junior Championships title as he was pipped to gold in the final. The transition from being dominant on the junior circuit and making a mark on the senior has been a steady process.
Yeah, junior badminton and senior badminton is really different. On the physical level, you really have to develop and to be really strong to play in these major tournaments. So that has been really important for me, and also mentally you have to fight really hard and practice hard every day. So it's a different game, and I think that I've come through to a good level now, and I'm really happy where I am at the moment.
Signs that he was getting it right came in 2012 at the French Open Super Series event. Unseeded, he made it through to the final before falling to the eventual winner, Darren Liu from Malaysia.
It was really big for me to be in my first Super Series final. I had a good start, as I remember, but after a good start, he managed to come up and control the game from there on, I feel. So I didn't really come into a good rhythm in that match, and of course I was disappointed afterwards, but also happy about my performance that week.
So on to the Swiss Open, with Axelsen looking for his first major men's singles title on the BWF circuit. He made his way through the draw, with each round getting increasingly more difficult, enduring back-to-back energy-sapping 3-gamers before he faced his more experienced countryman, Janno Jorgensen.
This week has been really emotional, I think. It has been some good wins for me. It's always tricky to play against a fellow countryman like Jan, because we know each other's games so well.
In another physically and mentally demanding 3-game match, Axelsen overcame the #1 seed and world #5 for the first time. But he knew he could not allow the emotion of that victory to overwhelm his preparations for the final against China's Tian Houwei.
I do a lot of work on the mental side as well, and I try to be really strong mentally as well, because you have to be that in this sport. You're alone on court, and you really have to dig deep, as you say, and control your feelings. And I feel like I've been practicing really hard on that as well. I'm getting better all the time.
He would need all that mental strength. Axelsen raced through the first game as he settled much better than his opponent. But Tien found his rhythm in the second, adjusting to the Dane's tactics to tie up the match. The final game saw the Dane go up by 6 points and seemingly on his way to claiming his first Grand Prix gold title. But his loss of concentration allowed Tien to draw level on points.
There was a lot of thoughts in my head at that moment. I really wanted that win, and I came to take some easy options. I think I just tried to get the points quickly and to win as fast as possible, and that wasn't the right way to go.
He refocused as he halted his opponent's momentum, eventually winning the last game to take the title. And then that release of emotion. Throwing his shirt to the fans that had carried him over the finish line.
It's my way of saying thank you to the crowd as well. When you do that kind of stuff, you give something of yourself to the crowd, and I feel that that's really important for our sport. We really have to keep the crowd engaged and to make them feel that they're part of the players as well.
This edition of the Swiss Open is a tournament Axelsen will not forget in a while, and we at Badminton Unlimited were glad to witness how it unfolded for him. No doubt we'll be seeing more of this talented player for years to come. For this week's rankings, we feature the men's doubles. The top two spots remain the same, with Indonesian duo Hendra Setiawan and Mohammad Ahsan on top of the pile. Danish pair Matthias Bo and Karsten Mogensen rise a place to third. Korea's Kim Ki-jung and Kim Sa-rang have also moved up one spot. The remaining 5 positions remain the same, Malaysian pair Koo Kien Kiet and Tan Boon Hyung rounding up the top 10. Don't forget the rankings are updated every Thursday. Log on to www.bwfbadminton.org for the latest updates.
Maybe home, South Indian or any mother-made food. Comedy, Telugu movies. Delhi. Pastime activity, maybe sleep. Roger Federer and then Gopi Sir. He's from my friend. It's just a kind of a mental kind of thing. Most feared opponent, Gopi Sir. My favorite shot is smash. If somebody disturbs me while I'm sleeping. Gopi Sir gave me the best advice of shifting from doubles to singles. I think many people don't know that I sleep much. I would like to choose Saina Nehwal to play mixed in the future.
Push, go, up, right, go. Drive that, drive. Quick, up, come on, go, come on up, push.
Thomas John is used to getting the best out of his students. More famously known as Tom John, he is a familiar sight in the world of badminton. John has worked with the likes of China's finest men's singles, Yang Yang, and Denmark's legend, Morten Frost, and was instrumental in Pulela Gopichand's historical victory at the All England in 2001. He was appointed national and under-21 coach to the English squad, and as recently as 2008 was hired by India's Anup Sridhar to prepare him for the Beijing Olympics. Tom John is certainly someone who has been there, done that. But all that may not have happened if the Kerala native had not been looking for greener pastures in England. The 62-year-old established his coaching centre at the Wimbledon Badminton and Squash Club whilst he was still working full-time for British Telecom in London.
The fact that I was doing it as a hobby and not as a job, I was doing it not charging them, and there were other coaches who were charging, big sums. I became very popular in London, and later on my centre just became the national centre.
Going against family wishes, who once thought he was a coach driver because they didn't understand what he meant by badminton coach, John has dedicated more than 30 years to teaching the sport. His experience and talent have seen him travel the globe helping countries develop badminton. John returned to India at the turn of the century to work with the Prakash Padukone and the Pulela Gopichand academies. Although he has the coaching certificates, his knowledge came from observing.
I used to sit in the hall, even after our players were there, I used to sit there till 8, 9, 10 hours at night, evening, watching what coaching was going on. So my brain was full of Korean ideas, Chinese ideas, Japanese ideas, Malaysian, Indonesian ideas. You just learn, which gave me the confidence that what I was doing was not what I knew, it's what I had seen other good players training, And no theory, no coach can learn these things in any international coaches' exams or anything.
Encouraged by players whom he'd previously trained during his stint with various academies in India, the former England coach decided to strike out on his own. John, or just Tom Sir, works on the relatively new concept of personalised coaching, where players pay a higher fee for the benefits of individually catered training programs.
I really enjoyed training with Tom Sir in the last couple of months and couple of years that I've trained with him, and his academy stands out because Tom Sir himself is on court day in and day out, and he takes care of every single individual, everyone from someone who's just starting out to all the top international players.
Tom's academy is located in Bangalore. It boasts several international and national players, including India's Ajay Jayaram. John is presently working with former Olympian Anup Sridhar to get him back onto the world arena.
Best thing about Tom is, he's a very firm believer in his players. I mean, I've been through days where, I wasn't sure if I should even maybe continue playing badminton, and I was very low on confidence. But he never stopped believing in me, and to have somebody like that, it's an amazing sort of support and encouragement.
Currently, without a sports building to call his own, John uses the courts from a sports centre, and his session begins as early as 6 in the morning and ends late in the afternoon.
They won't wait for you to get to the centre. Drive that, like that, drive, like that, come on. Racket down, come on, down.
He's so enthusiastic, so energetic. He makes sure that you learn that stroke. Until you learn that stroke, he keeps make you do that, the same thing, and he takes care of the technical part, and the intensity is very high. He doesn't allow you to be casual on court.
He might be a tyrant on court, but off court, Tom John has struck a balance between being a coach and a friend with his players. Known to love cooking and singing, John opens his home to his students and is frequently seen having meals with them.
You can just talk anything to him. Any problem you have, you can just call Tom Sir and just tell him, "Sir, I'm going to come to your flat, I have a problem," and he's there to listen to you, because apart from the badminton aspect, he's seen a lot of life.
Tom John, although already in his 60s, his enthusiasm and passion can match anyone half his age. For John, as long as he is able to contribute to the progress and success of his players, he will still continue waking up at 4 in the morning and ending his day late at night.
Miracles and success doesn't happen without a lot of pain and sacrifices, whether you're a player or a coach. One thing is important is, number one, it's your decision to play. You want it, and you have to believe in it. You have to believe in yourself.